bought a house!
We're staying in Italy!
Maybe I'm crazy, trying to fight it. Always been patient, now I can't wait no more. Been holding it back so long. Telephone calling, what can I say? It's all an illusion, and I'm better off this way. I'm running from yesterday.
Cheers! This is so exciting, huh, honey?
Yeah, totally unexpected. But
Totally unexpected. We had no plans whatsoever of buying a house in Italy, but here we are. So, cheers! And let me just say, if you follow us on Instagram, you would have known a long time ago that we did end up buying a house in Italy. And so what we want to do in this video is not only tell you about that, but share with you the reasons, the how-tos, and so on and so forth. Let's share with them what was it that made that deciding factor on wanting to buy a house.
well, I don't know that there's one deciding factor, but the way it went was kind of like it often went in the past. Is we get to a place, we really enjoy it. Debbie says, "Ooh, I could live here," or I say, "I could live here." Generally her though. So I look up, what does it cost to live here? You know, what's the climate like? All those things I do because I'm interested, and usually it results in, yeah, it's nice, but whatever reason it's not optimal. In this case, I found no reason why we couldn't live here. And then a week or so later, as I was looking on the local Zillow, it's called Idealista, I saw a house. I showed her the house, and she loved it, and as did I.
So that minute that we decided that we liked this house, when Stain showed it to me on the realtor website, you got the coordinates from the realtor, didn't you? Or you?
No. Sometimes here it's a little bit difficult to find out where houses are located, but the listing and the name of the house, they like to give houses names here in Italy. The name of the house was sort of part of the street name, so when I searched online, I was able to find like a street with that name, and we just drove around, and luckily ended up here and saw it even before coming here with the realtor, so we knew for sure we wanted to go in.
Yeah, and I remember driving up the road, and we're both like, oh, that's it!
Yeah, exactly.
We jumped out of the car, and it felt like we belonged here. Like, you know, when you see something, you know it's for you, it's you. Your heart's there, your soul's there, and we just really fell in love with it without even seeing the inside, right?
Right, exactly. Because there wasn't that much left to see inside. Because in Italy, we'll get into that later, but in Italy, there's some strange customs when it comes to moving and selling a house.
So our original intent was to just stay in the Umbrian area for 1 month.
Yep.
However, that turned into an undetermined amount of time when we just fell in love with this area when we got here. We love the people, we love the customs, the landscapes.
It feels like the real Italy still.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to the bigger cities, it's not quite the full Italian vibe that you might expect to get in every place. And so this really is an area often overlooked by tourists. It's the green heart of Italy, so it's where a lot of agriculture happens. And it's also where, as in most of Italy, olives are grown everywhere.
With all that being said about this area and Umbria, we decided to go ahead and put an offer in on this house.
Yeah, it was a bit scary because we're not as familiar, obviously, with buying homes in Europe. It was a little bit higher price point than perhaps we had intended. And if you look back at a video I made in Portugal about what we were looking for if we ever settled down, this could not be the more polar opposite of what that is.
I'll put the link up here to that video here or somewhere. because I actually did just watch that the other day, and we're like, yeah, we want to be in a small town where we can walk to have coffee. We would like a neighbor or two. We would like, this or that, one thing and another. This house is totally none of that. We are in the forest in the mountains,
Yeah, hills, yeah.
hills, and we're about 6 kilometers from the closest coffee shop.
Which is what life revolves around in Italy.
Yeah, yeah.
The process of buying this house was actually fairly straightforward from our perspective. We will go into that a little bit more in a future video. However, from the moment we put in an offer to when we had the keys in hand was about 6 weeks. So this was very quickly, and we're very fortunate that we were able to get in here so quickly. And we actually moved in the day that we signed. We had the car loaded when we went to the notaio, as they call it here, to sign the paperwork,
Yeah.
and then drove straight here. So we
And
were
what-
excited.
and what's interesting is every time we came to have a viewing of the house, the owners were here. So something that's very unusual as well, not accustomed to America. But we met the owners, we fell in love with each other, and so at the signing, you're also there together. And it was just so much fun, hugs and tears and handing over the keys. It was really a wonderful experience in buying this home here. And again, so that just made it feel so right. It felt so right.
Exactly.
The one thing that was really great about this house was it was pretty much move-in ready. Other than a few things like personal touches.
Yeah, like there was a minor thing that wasn't present in the house when he bought it, which was a kitchen.
No, that's a major thing. There's nothing minor about it. There was no kitchen. After signing and getting the keys, we moved in that night. And of course, we had no furniture. So living here was going to be a challenge in the beginning. But there was a furniture store that we went to and ordered beds to make sure that we had beds for the first night here. And I organized with them and had them deliver them that afternoon, late that afternoon. So in went the beds quickly, and we were able to stay our very first night in our house.
Yeah. And for those of you wondering, because I'm sure you picked up on this, we do sleep in the same bed. We did order 2 beds, but
Well,
we had guests coming relatively soon, so we
Yeah.
wanted to make sure they were covered as well.
Because when you live in Italy, friends and relatives come out of the woodworks. So
It's like winning the lottery.
So we're waiting for you. But another challenge was an interesting tradition here in Italy is when they are going to sell their home and they have moved on, they not only take their personal belongings and their furniture, they take the kitchen.
So when we moved in, we're in the kitchen space right now, kind of the side with
Which
the
is what sold
fireplace.
us on this house as well.
Yeah.
I love this space.
Right. But as I was saying, when we moved in, there was no kitchen. There was nothing on that side of the room, and this was probably where the most work was done in the house, is to just reinstall the kitchen.
Which took about, in record time really, according to everybody here, 3 months. We put the order in
10 to 12 weeks, I would say.
because we had before the final sale of the house already made arrangements with the kitchen company to install the kitchen. So all we had to do after we got the keys was go back to the kitchen company and
Finalize our order, essentially.
Yeah. So it was done in December.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just right around Christmas is when they came and installed it.
Yeah.
After buying the house in October and then kind of working with builders and kitchen company to get all that sorted, we've done a few more things here in the house as well, like paint and more cosmetic things, I would say. But that's certainly kept us busy. It's been a challenge, but interesting all at the same time to communicate with all these builders in the language neither one of us speaks fluently. We did have a translator in the beginning. Our realtor helped a few times, but really it was unrealistic to expect that she could continue doing that because it's a pretty popular area. She's got a lot of work. But it's been great. We've been very fortunate with the people that we've worked with.
And on that note, as of today, Stain speaks Italian very, very well, communicates with everybody. So no more translation. need of help from somebody in talking with contractors and such. And yeah, we've done a lot of work, but the house still was, we were able to move in. Bathrooms worked. Everything was, move-in ready basically on that note. And based on the fact that we actually sold everything in the United States to come to Europe to travel, we've had to buy basically pretty much everything to set up a house, to set up a home again, right?
Yeah.
Silverware, sheets, towels.
Candles.
Yeah, everything.
Flower pots.
Well, the essentials and the non-essentials, the things that make a house a home, okay?
Right. And we've been fortunate, some furniture, family heirloom furniture of mine was still available in Belgium, so but it fits perfectly in our space here, so we're really thankful that we were able to incorporate that. Over the course of the next few months, we plan to show you a little bit more of what the process looked like to obtain this residence, to change our formal residency to an Italian residency, to import a car, like lots of those little details, as well as some of the remodel and challenges that we've had with that, but ultimately have come out, being super satisfied. And then ultimately, it all boils down to this channel is here to show you what our life is like, and this life will now continue in Italy with some travel to other countries, but primarily going to be in Italy. We have olive trees, so there's going to be some olive related content in the future. We just planted a mini orchard, so there might be some stuff about that. It's impossible to say where it all.
We're having fun with all this land, and so in a future video we'll share how much land we have, what kind of land it is, more tour of the house, what it looked like in the beginning, what it now looks like, and always still something going on here. We even got a kitty cat. His name is Shamay.
He's adorable, and I'm sure he will be appearing in some future videos.
Yes.
Over the course of the next few months, we plan on exploring more of the area where we are. So we're in Umbria. We're sort of in the area nearby Città della Pieve and Lake Trasimeno and Perugia. It's kind of like a triangle. We're sort of in the middle of all that. And there's lots to see and do over here.
And we're right on the Tuscan border. So we get the best of all the worlds of Italy. Tuscany is what? 10 miles away?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
And from a major hub point of view, we're 2 hours from Rome, we're 2 hours from Firenze, and we're 2 hours from either coast. Yeah. So we're sort of like in a central point within the country, and that's going to offer us lots of opportunities to go all over the place.
Still do lots of exploring. We still have a lot of Italy to continue to see in between working on our house. So there's going to be lots of interesting things in our channel ahead. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
All right, well, thank you for watching. We're excited to see where this takes us.
Thank you for celebrating with us. We're glad you joined us.
And check out Instagram. It's Two Creative Travelers as well, so it's easy to find. Ciao.
Ciao.